Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Husna Khairani, and today I'm going to talk about writing in applied linguistics. Long before 1960s, when writing is not considered as important as other aspects of language communication, it is still used as in language production and to provide linguistic material for students. And about the aspect of writing, besides speaking and signing, writing is also considered as one of the three modes of linguistic expression and communication. It represents the representation of speech, which involves the writer's knowledge, perspective, and communicative competence. It is formed from a complex cognitive activities, which is in place of response for rhetorical situations. So in writing, it is also important for the writers to see how readers react to the writing. And the first one is like the relational aspect of writing. Just like speaking, writing is also highly influenced by context. Like general knowledge is the knowledge that help us to find possible response to rhetorical situations. So its function is to help writers to manage the writing and to help readers to interpret the writing. So, and writers not only represent their view in the writing but also their discursive identity, which can affect how response sees and respond to the text. So the image of writers is the combination, is the results of like the writer's representation itself and also the reader's response through the medium of text. And readers is also important aspect in writing because they are like a peer critic or just a bystander. And each text has its own uniqueness, but we cannot fully understand a text as a standalone because text is always in relation with other texts, whether implicitly or explicitly. And another important aspect in writing is reality, which is seen stable, but it can be interpreted in many different ways. Why? Because people perceive reality in different ways. So writers need to be able to blend it with local and historical context. Next is the strategies aspect of writing. Like by written text, writers like drew on various strategies to assess and respond to rhetorical situation. And these strategies is actually usually naturally acquired by the writers through practice. And after that, after assessing the rhetorical situation, they will determine the aim of the text. Maybe like the if it is expressive, like they represent what the writers already know, so it is focused on the writers, and or even persuasive, like looking for problem in the readers, it is focused on the readers, or like referential, it is like examining how reality through reading, so it focuses on reality, or even textual, which is choosing the form of the text, it is focused on the text. After that, writers also need to think about the theoretical situations, which is like the Aristotelian concepts like ethos, the ethical or uh, credibility appeal, the pathos, like the emotional or the affective appeal, and the logos, which is the logical or rational appeal. And drafting is like challenging for some writers because it can lead them to like uh, anxiety or self judgment, which can result in writer's block. So just remember that draft doesn't have to be perfect. So we can make it better by revision, by doing revision, which is by like the by comment or suggestion about the draft, so we can revise it to be more perfect. And the last one is the textual aspect of writing. So it is actually the material realization of the two previous aspects. So it involves textual meaning and interpersonal meaning in order for the readers to understand writer's the writer's ideas. Just like speaking but in different forms. It also influenced by like typographical features, maybe like punctuation marks, italicization, and etc. In writing, sentence have to have cohesion, and the whole text is have to have to be coherent. And also for the next one is we how we define second language writers. So anyone who write or try to write in other of their native language is considered as a second language writers. It is actually still debatable, and the difference between first language and second language writing is not on is not as simple as in grammar, but also like in the degree of uh, comprehension, in the proficiency, and also in the general knowledge. Next, about the second language writing. First one is the control composition. So it is since writing like as a enforcement of our oral habits or like secondary concern, and there's like much linguistic analysis research in this field. So maybe like the contrastive analysis, it is like comparing aspect of two languages, and the error analysis, like we find error in text and then analyze that. Then we have several approaches in this. The first one is like the paragraph pattern approaches. It is like it's highly it is highlight like the importance of the organization above the sentence levels, maybe the paragraph. Yeah, it is also talk about the rhetoric, the rhetoric, the contrastive rhetoric, like how our uh, cultural thought pattern in our first language will influence our second language, our writing in second language, which is like can lead to stereotypes. And the next one is like the process approach. It is like it highlights about that the ideas were discovered and the meaning were met. So the meaning will be conveyed successfully if there is like a need or desire to communicate. And the last one is like the genre based approach. Like in recent years, genre has been like a popular topic in writing. We have like the general types like the narrative, argumentative, expressive, or something like, or even yeah, something like that. And also, in the recent times, we have like this the more specific one, maybe like the personal paper, essays, journal, and something like that. That's all from me. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.